Hello everyone, welcome back to our community of ballroom dance fans. My name is Sunny, if you're new to my channel, and I am a professional ballroom dancer. So I'm here today to hopefully share some interesting and helpful stories with you about the world of ballroom dance. Today I'm going to address a question that one of our commenters had on a previous episode I shared. So let me read that to you. Dana Byrne asks, "Hi Sunny, I have knee arthritis. Questions. Number 1, for quick step, does the open level standard ballroom comp for Pro-Am need to have jumps in order to win? As we know, jumping is bad for arthritic knees." Okay guys, so arthritis, honestly, it's a very common problem as we mature. Honestly, for professional ballroom dancers, it's a problem for younger dancers. Especially for those, I tend to see it more in the Latin pros that do a lot of Latin. Very hard on your joints, on your knees. And this is part of the challenge of being a professional dancer as well. It's very hard on your body. And it often, unfortunately, prematurely ends people's competitive careers and even their teaching careers, okay? And regardless of how many hoops you jump through to avoid this, you know, there's something to be said for genetics, okay guys? So some are more prone than others. Honestly, this is part of why students tend to pay more of a premium for the ballroom dance lessons. But that's some more stories I'll share with you in other videos. Number 2. We are talking about Pro-Am here. The vast majority of Pro-Am dancers are in the syllabus levels, okay? So I'm not talking about the Open Scholarship and Gold Star categories, though this depends on your age division. You know, if you're adult C or you know, D, who knows how old they get, they're not going to be expecting 60-year-old follows to jump around there in high heels. And do we jumps in open quick step in professional or championship level amateur? Yes, we do scatter chassés, skips, hops, of running stag leaps. But no, this is absolutely not necessary in Pro-Am. Especially if you are not in the adult A division, okay guys? This is also going to vary based on which competition you attend. So these smaller local comps tend to be a little less competitive. People tend to kind of, I'll say enter up. So I'm a bronze level dancer, maybe I'll enter the silver in that small unsanctioned comp. Whereas if I'm going to a major comp like a House Star Ball, where, you know, many elimination rounds, I will kind of enter conservatively in terms of my skill level. If I'm a bronze level dancer, I will definitely enter bronze, okay guys? Now here is the most important thing, guys. You're not judged on how fancy the figures are that you are dancing, regardless of what you see. Now, I understand you're looking at YouTube videos of Blackpool and, oh, that's what I have to do to win. No, they're doing open level figures because they are already championship level professionals or championship level amateur dancers. And at that level, everyone is dancing correctly. So this would be no different than the Olympics in gymnastics, okay? So if everyone's doing everything perfectly, you got to throw in some fancier, harder, more athletic figures, right? If you're a beginning level gymnast, it is not going to benefit you in competition to do some sort of, you know, triple whatever in the air and fall flat on your face. First and foremost, we are judged on the quality of our movement. Okay, guys, I promise you that. Don't get sucked down that bunny hole of seeing other people do choreography that looks good on them. Okay, you need to do what looks best on you. Okay. Now, heads up. If you are competing in open, meaning for Pro-Am, meaning that gold star usually is not limited to syllabus, the open scholarship, they do have like scholarship for bronze, silver, gold. But if they do have an open level prime event, most ballroom dance teachers are social teachers. They are not capable of teaching you those open figures because they don't know them themselves. I know this set aside from observation, from personal experience, because I do have pros that come to me and ask me to teach them open choreography so they have something to teach their student. Here's the downside, in my opinion. I'm not really keen on doing that. I do it because I know the student wants it and it's joyful for them, but every time I do this, the pro says to me, well, I don't want to learn how to do my part. Just show me how to lead her. So they're not interested in doing their part well. They're not interested in being able to understand and know her part so they can teach her her part. They're interested in dragging her around the floor and doing the figures. So proceed with caution. And how do I evaluate if my pro is capable of teaching open level figures like jumps in quick step? Well, firstly, what level have they competed to? Even if they've competed through novice, amateur, they probably knew how to do some jumps. Okay, guys. You can also assess by looking at their other students. If no other students are doing anything, I'll say fancy, like jumps in their quick step, there's a chance, and you might take a closer look, that your pro is incapable of teaching you those things. And in my opinion, it's better to stick with what they are good at teaching to become your best. Okay, guys? Another super important point, friends. If you get very eager to run up those ranks and learn the fancy figures too early, you will get horrible foundations for your dancing, and you will spend 10 times as much money and time later unlearning bad fundamentals. Okay, so I know it's not the most exciting thing when those first years in competition, we're like, really, bronze again? Trust you me. You're not my student. I have no financial interest in telling you this. I'm just telling you what I've seen reliably. If you master those fundamentals, those advanced jumps and such will come exponentially easier to you, and they will look beautiful instead of all sorts of ugly. Okay, guys? Okay, now I have a personal story for you. Proof of this. When I competed at the USA Dance National Championships, my second year, I believe, I entered bronze. I won the national bronze title. I won the national silver title. I made the finals in the national novice category, which is the first level of open, where you would do kicks and jumps and things like that. So I was on the floor with people doing open, very fancy quick step. And I beat almost all of those couples doing bronze figures, friends. Quarter turn, chassé right, double reverse, basics, okay? So I promise you, it's about how well you do them, guys. And this is just not a fluke, because this happened eons ago. I have trained at competitors as well who have successfully competed at nationals. And as a matter of fact, I had a couple who, doing only bronze, won the national bronze title, the national silver title, and made the final in novice years and years after I did, doing bronze only figures, okay? And they were up just like I was on that novice floor against people who looked like whirling dervishes around the floor. But if you're an ugly whirling dervish, they're not gonna mark you, okay, guys? And my final kind of tidbit of advice for today for you friends is some advice my own coaches gave me. My primary coaches, we're talking about world champion level pros, very experienced, and coaches of other ladder world title level pro dancers as well. So very accomplished pros. They advised me to take, many visiting coaching sessions, sometimes not with some coaches, often with others. But they said, if you take with a visiting coach and you find the majority of your time, they are futzing around giving you fancy figures and not fixing what your current routine is, they're probably not good teachers and they can't fix it. And if they can't fix what you already have, don't expect them to pull something out of their keister that's going to be new and amazing to you, especially since they're not familiar with your dancing. They're not familiar with what your strengths and weaknesses are, like your quote unquote home coach. Okay. And I have taken from some extremely accomplished pro visiting coaches that honestly, I didn't get anything out of the lesson. I don't regret it. It's just not everyone was built to be a teacher. So I hope that advice has been helpful to you, Dana. And no, you do not need to do jumps and quick step to win. Don't you worry. Okay, thanks for joining me today, guys. And I will see you in the morning. Toodles.